Hi, this is Gene Ransom with MedCai, the Maryland State Medical Society. I'm going to do a video short on medical cannabis. There was a change to Maryland law under the COVID-19 emergency order regarding telehealth and medical cannabis for Maryland physicians, and I wanted to let you know about it. I did want to say, first of all, that MedCai has no position on medical cannabis. We have physicians who think that it hasn't been tested and shouldn't be treated like a medicine. And we have physicians who are using it every day because they think it's helping patients out. We are truly split on this issue. So we try to keep ourselves in a position of being an educator for our members. We've got a really good resource page at www.medcai.org/medcan. And if you go to the MedCai webpage, you can learn all about the law. You can learn about different resources and all kinds of information about what and how medical cannabis works in Maryland. I just want to quickly disclose that I'm not going to go into the complex law around medical cannabis, and I really suggest if you're doing this, you need to be speaking with or working with an attorney and others. It is technically not legal federally, and every state has a very different medical cannabis law. Some have it where it is straight not legal, others have it where it is widely permissible. In Maryland, the first place you should start is the Maryland Cannabis Commission webpage, which can be found at mmcc.maryland.gov. But let's talk about what we're here to talk about today, which is Bulletin 2020-11, Telehealth COVID. The Maryland Medical Cannabis Commission issued this bulletin on April 7th, and it superseded a prior bulletin on March 17th. To get you back at the start, under the Maryland Medical Cannabis Law, it is prohibited to write a medical cannabis recommendation with a telehealth visit. Now, you can use telehealth visits for follow-up or check-ins, but the initial evaluation is required to be in person, specifically under the Maryland statute. This bulletin changes that. Initially, the commission only allowed that for renewals, for written renewals, and that was done on March 17th. However, on April 7th, they repealed that prior order and made it clear that while the COVID state of emergency issued by Governor Hogan is in effect, a cannabis recommender has the power to write a recommendation, new or renewal, using telehealth. Now, they can't do it simply under SMS or email or text or fax. They have to use telehealth to do it, but they're allowed to do it. They also made it very clear this bulletin expires immediately upon the end of the emergency. And we'll go back to the other rule that a renewal and a certification is going to specifically require an in-person visit. The bulletin specifically breaks down the requirements that a practitioner must follow when writing a renewal or a new recommendation. They've got to review the patient's medical records. They've got to complete an assessment of the patient's medical history and current medical condition. And they've got to create and maintain a record of the patient's condition in accordance with medically accepted standards. And they have to be able to find that the patient is included in the criteria, allowed to have it, and does not meet any of the exclusion criteria. Furthermore, they've got to make a specific finding the potential benefits of the medical use of cannabis likely outweighs the health risks of the patient before issuing that certification. So the big news here is in Maryland, while we're in this COVID state of emergency, telehealth can be used for medical cannabis. So it's important to remember that if you're a physician, you have the same responsibilities under Maryland law as to a telehealth medical cannabis patient or to a medical cannabis patient as you do to any other patient. And it's also important to remember that you're not prescribing medical marijuana, you are recommending it. MedCai appreciates having the opportunity to be your advocate, your resource for your profession. And we hope you found this video short on the important change that the Maryland Medical Cannabis Commission has instituted with regards to telehealth helpful and valuable. For more information about MedCai, the Maryland State Medical Society, you can go to our website. And thank you again for watching this important announcement.